That's all we do, bro. We don't need hype, man. We need deliverance. Because at the end of the day, the corner can't fight for you. They can't make your history. The only hype I already had my whole career, and I appreciate all the people and the fans that be hollering and rooting for me, just like my man Rocky. But at the end of the day, you got to be able to deliver. You got to be able to walk that walk, talk that talk. And I don't like to keep beating you on the head. I keep trying to let you understand my history. And everybody here, basically, at least 90% of y'all know my history. But when I say my history, I'm just reminding y'all. Go back, read other historic writers that I respect to today. Some are gone, some are still here. Bert Sugar's one of them. A lot of other ones are still here. Not only because he's from Philadelphia, Bernard Fernandez, or this person who wrote for the Daily News over 15 years, Elmer Smith, who worked before Bernard, and before then, other people. I'm different. Before I became Bernard Hopkins, the contender, the middleweight, and then the light heavyweight champion. I went up 2 weight divisions where certain fighters today cry about whether they can go up 1 weight or 2 weights. The great fighters of the past, I wanted to echo and sort of keep their spirit alive by doing things the old school way, but still be a part of this world of the new way they look at things, how reporters report things, wrong or right, my opinion, their opinion. I try to relive. When you look around Johan's gym and you see the wall, yes, you see me, you see Oscar, you see I Corte, De La Hoya that is, you see other people, you see Trinidad and Bernard Hopkins, but you look around this gym and you see the old history of the old fighter, Gypsy Joe Harris, Georgie Benton, Bob Montgomery. Now for the young ones that's reporters don't understand, look it up, research, you got a computer era in your age, Google it. Harold Johnson. When you start looking at guys like that, when you start looking at fighters that are around this wall, it's a reason Johan Sr., Johan Sr., Johan Jr. and Johan Sr. picked these old legends of Philadelphia, and some around the world still know who they are. But because this is what I represent, I'm just of the new world with an old soul. You ever heard somebody say, man, he got some, or she got an old soul, but they're here in 2013. I know what old soul means. That's what it's said and echoed in the African American community a lot. No offense to anybody else that's not African American. I'm just saying that old soul. I represent the old soul of doing it the right way, living the right way, thinking the right way, treating my body, mind, and soul the right way to be able to be here. So when you look at these old photos and posters of old fighters, and I didn't name all of them. It's Gypsy Joe Harris, it's Gil Turner. I mean, it's Jesse Hart. I mean, it's so many other names I can mention that's not on this wall. Throwback. Bernard, remember the days he wrote, Fernandez that is. Bernard's looked at as a throwback. I would love for it to be 15 rounds, but the reality is they're too soft for 15 rounds. So I'm in the world, we do 12. I know a lot of losses that they gave me a loss, they wouldn't have survived the 13th and the 14th and the 15th. That's Jermaine Teller, the first fight. So I'm from this old school. And if you look at the old school fighters, some that was good for them, some that was bad for them, they fought way past 30, 40 was old school prime. They was hitting their prime at their 40. If a fighter was fighting in his 50s and his 60s and he was 35, and y'all call him old today, they'll get your head, they'll take your writer's license. And probably give you 8 months in jail. Why? Because I got the old soul. I represent all the old ones that's here and not here when they see me in the ring. I hear it every day when I'm in Philly, the old guys, man. Boogaloo Watts, Fort Hagler twice. He in the gym every day. Man, and I'd be like, yeah, Bobby, I see that left hook you be throwing from the hip. Pop, turn it. Keep it down here so it's out of their radar. And they think you ain't got it up, but you got it down because you don't want them to see it. It's out of the radar. As soon as they walk right in, they get hit up here. It comes like a, Floyd Mayweather call it a shovel hook. We call it the sucker hook in Philly. Not the sucker punch, the sucker hook. Because you think it's out of the way. And it's coming from here. Only certain fighters is capable of doing that. So I represent the old school. And I know y'all have questions to ask me, but I figured since I've been doing this for almost 3 decades, it's nothing else really you can ask me. So let Bernard do the talking. Y'all do the recording. And then you write it the way you need to write it, because I can't control that. And then hopefully I'll see, if not all y'all, most of y'all in Atlantic City. Because I understand your position that you're not in all the time. Think about it. You're not in this position all the time where you really don't have nothing to ask me. I mean, what do you want to ask me? Are you ready? If I'm not, I'm going to show up anyway. Are you going to win? I mean, what are you going to ask me that you haven't asked me in almost 3 decades? So I'm sparing you, and maybe I'm not because I'm going to talk more than you, but I'm sparing you more of going through the motions. Because I couldn't do this and go through the motions this long, y'all. After a while, it's like a relationship. After a while, the emotions of going through the emotions becomes relevant. And it becomes open. And somebody, if not two, got a problem. It's an instinct first. Then the communication or lack of becomes second. Because now you're going to ask questions. What's wrong, baby? But you would say, what's wrong, honey? And the dialogue hopefully starts. This is a situation I'm in with y'all. You've been here enough where you know all the questions is coming. I know what every one of y'all is going to ask me. Trust me, I do. And that's why I'm asking it for you. I'm speaking it for you, and I'm answering your questions before you even waste the energy to ask me. When have I never been ready? Bernard Fernandez never asked me, are you in shape? Not to my knowledge. He might have asked me in his dream, and I don't wonder why he would do that. But yes, I'm ready. Yes, I'm hyped. But I'm controlled because of the experience. I'm glad to be on stage right now. And in the next week, in a day or two. Because I get the chance to show in action every time out at this stage how special I am. That's important. How many times we get in our life to go up against the power of the opposite of what I think, whatever that is. I know what I think, but everybody don't think like me, and they shouldn't, because we all different. But how many chances in my life, or anybody's life, did they get a chance over and over and over again to get a chance to prove while they're looking at everything else and everybody else, how special I am? Because as far as I'm concerned, it ain't how much money you make when you fight to make you special. It's 20 years from now when we count the same money and see what you got left. See, I believe in now, today. But I also believe, let's visit 10 years from now and see who's still living respectfully. So I don't get caught up on who's a star, who's not a star, because this guy's making $1, this guy's making $15, so he's more important than this. And come back 15, 20 years from now, and then let's count our coins together and see who got what.
Nice.
No names, no blame. Let's see then. Let's see then. Because I think like a squirrel. I take my nuts and I stop pinning them everywhere, and I know where they at when I go get them. He's smarter than most human beings. He never put his eggs in one basket. I never come in the ring with one style. How do you train to beat Bernard Hopkins? Do you try to outbox him? No. Do you try to outwit him? Do you try to out counterpunch him? You might be good at more things than I am in certain areas, but you come in with one bullet, and I'm coming with a full loaded gun. Karo Murat said he's coming with youth, and he's got half the experience that I have. That's what he told the USA Today writer while Lisa and I was on a teleconference today, before I got here. But all right, Karo Murat said that he's young, and he's got experience, half it than you. He even was smart. He was smart but dumb enough to say he got half of my experience because, you know, the age is different. Well, it's a few young guys that was undefeated, and I believe was way better at fighting than he is. But I still want you to come because of me. So he's coming with 2 bullets. This is the lack of experience that he has already gave me his plan. He's working on, he's younger, we heard that before, and he got half of my experience. So you come in with 2 theories and 2 bullets in your gun, and I got a loaded one. So he thinks he's fighting a guy that's 48. I am. Just because the car is a 1965, that doesn't mean it's old. Check the mileage and then check the engine and check the wear and tear. The year is old. But boy, it's a beauty. It ticks without having a problem with the engine. It's pearls, rather. Yeah. But the mileage and the wear and tear is not on that car because of the age of the car. That's what the young guys just ain't educated enough to understand. And it's simple. It is very simple to really, but what is simple to us wasn't that clear to me when I was younger, to be honest with you. And I was a little bit advanced of my age because how I grew up and what I put myself through and what I had to endure because of my behavior. I had to grow up real quickly in life, for good or bad. So, here we are, I'm ready. Nazim pulled me out of the gym yesterday. He said, we're gonna work light, and then we're gonna be off the day. Then I said, we got a press conference. We can't just sit down and talk to the press. They're gonna think I'm too tired and too old to even work out in front of them. So I said, we can't do that. I mean, they will never understand why I won't work out and I'm sitting down. We can tell them anything, but they need to see your sweat, they need to see your energy, they need to see me because that's not me. And we talked back and forth, and Nazim said, you know what, just come and do an hour. But he said, an hour means 2 because you know I'm gonna do 2 anyway. Because I'm gonna do the car wash. We call it the car wash. I can jump from any part of this equipment in this gym to keep my mind fresh and not on one thing. Some guys, you know, do that with women. I don't, but I just wanted to step with one situation and go to the next one. Because when you get at this experienced age, you want to keep your mind stimulated and not get boredom with one thing. For instance, I don't want to be in the ring hitting Danny in the pads for 8 rounds and then stop that, and then start the engine up and hit the bag and then stop that. So what we do repetitions. You go bam, boom, 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 boom. We call it the car wash. So now your body and your mind got to reset quickly, like in the fight. You got to reset at the 10th of a second, and to be able to go ahead and change your style and change your thinking. And that's the way we do leading up to the fight. Not starting off in camp, but this week, all next couple of days into the fight. It could be anything. There's no set thing the day before. It's not premeditated. We come in, whatever's in the mind to do, we do. I jump from here, there, rope, here, exercise, out. My weight is good, I'm fine. I gotta eat to keep on weight. So, you know, they scared to death if I come to 160. They scared to death if I come to 68. They scared to death. Don't do it. They scared to death if I open up the old casket again. Ready? Y'all done? I knew what y'all was
You
gonna
have
answer.
questions?
They don't have no questions. They don't have no questions. I gave them, they don't trust me. Look, they got, see the smiles on their face? Ain't nobody walking away mad. Lisa, they have no questions. I'm telling you. Have a good day. I love y'all and respect. I'll see y'all in Atlantic City. And
Perfect.
I'm gonna put a good show on.
Thank you, Bernard.